All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another night of Flager Farm TV on the pole racing as we are here with the Friggy Diggy once again tonight. And as we get started here tonight, I want to apologize to the Facebook viewers that may have been catching us over there on the Facebook side. And pardon me one quick moment. Alrighty, sorry about that. There was a little bit of family emergency that I had to take care of real fast, but we are good to go now as we're here with the Friggy Diggy Arca series here tonight. And like I was just about to say, I'm sorry to the Facebook side as we have transitioned the Facebook broadcasting link into Roku for tonight. So tonight we are live on Roku on the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network. So please, if you haven't already, please go check them out over there. As I understand, the racing is an awesome feature over there at Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network, as they got things playing all the time. And I know here at Flager Farm TV, we especially enjoy joining them there on Friday night. So please go through and check us out there on Roku there tonight on the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network. And now, without further ado, let's go and stand together for our anthem here this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
And we're going trackside here with what it looks to be a great night of racing. It's about 78 degrees on the track and about 78 degrees as a temperature as well, as we're out here in Newton, Iowa. We're at the Iowa Speedway here tonight with a partly cloudy sky, 2-mile-per-hour winds, and we have a 45% humidity tonight. Track length tonight, about 0.89 a mile. So just a little under a mile here tonight for a lap around Iowa. And we have qualifying going on right now, so we'll see if we can get some of them qualifying times up here. As there's 13 minutes left in qualifying. We got two drivers locked in right now. Brendan Brody with a 23.513. And Joseph Thomas with a 23.665. Tom Tor just took the pole with a 23.483. And Daniel Scruggs with a 25.415 will be rounding out in fourth place at the moment as we look at Mike Schaefer out on track in that number 29 machine here tonight as he lays down a 24.12, or I'm sorry, that was Logan Spencer laying down a 24.123, I'm sorry. Mike Schaefer, though, as he's out on track, will take pole with a 23.472 for his first lap. What's he going to run for his second lap? We're going to have to sit here and wait it out and see. Excuse my cough, but the weather hasn't really been all that nice to me today. And got a little bit of a cough from all the dang pollen and everything that's flying around here. There you see the 00 of Terry Fennell as he's now up to sixth place with a 24.209. Can he improve? Christopher Pugley's out there in the number 42 machine. Got the admin box there as on the back of that machine, as that is one of the league sponsors here this evening. And if you are anywhere that has the description available, in that description there is a link there with a code that gives you 10% off at admin box. There is also, I think the code for this league is FDRL box, I believe is what it should be. As we're getting ready to finish up here tonight. Looks like we only have about 9 or 10 drivers tonight. We'll see if anybody else joins during practice here, as this is a smaller crowd here tonight, and we're kind of unsure exactly what happened here, as now Rick Schneider takes to the track for another lap here. He first laid down a 23.719. Wonder if he's just trying to improve a little bit about what he did. And he kind of gets I'm not sure if he got any better or not, as he lays down a 23.59 for his second lap here for qualifying. Still got 10 minutes to go, waiting on qualifying. So as we're waiting on qualifying, let's go and hear from admin box. All right, the drivers are getting lined up here.
But as I said again, just call it out if you see it and have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and throw our session forward so that we can get going and have a pretty good year, baby.
So if the broadcast caught some of that, they are getting ready to jump to the grid here tonight and have ourselves a Friggy Diggy time here tonight. It was what the saying is down there on track as we're getting set to rock and roll from Iowa. Unfortunately, though, they're running without an RC tonight, or a race controller, rather. So the admins are going to do what they can from within the driver's seat. So that admin box is going to come into play tonight. or hopefully they have the admin box, because that'll make their lives so much easier. Oh, come on, you thing, cooperate tonight. Mike Schaefer is going to start out on pole there in row number 1. Next to him is Tom Tor in that second place position. Brendan Brody there in third, with Rick Schneider starting fourth in row 2. In row 3, that's going to be Joseph Thomas in the 5th position. Out on his outside, that's Terry Fennell in the 6th position. Logan Spencer in that 7th position, with Daniel Scruggs in the 8th on the outside of row number 4. Row number 5, that's Christopher Pugliese in the number 42, and then out on his outside in that final starting grid position tonight as Matthew Semple. So I realize we got a small field here for our row Q debut, but it is what it is. But we'll make it happen in some way. As lights are out on the pace car at the moment. Somebody kind of blinked in and out there. That was the HBI car. I can't quite see who the number is. It looks to be the number 21, if I'm catching it correctly. As we're getting ready to rock. Yeah, that is number 21. As we're getting off of the pit lane now. There you see the number 3 going to the outside as everything gets up and rocking and rolling so far. And we got 175 laps is the distance tonight. And everybody side by side at number 29 of Mike Schaefer out there on point here this evening in that Good Wrench Services Plus Good Wrench machine. And they're going to hold it off one more lap. They get everything up and ready to roll here tonight. I've reset my graphics. I've redone everything, so it's hard to say what in the world's going on here. I know I'm getting about 175 frames a second, if not more. And then all of a sudden, the skew just bounces up into unreadable zones.
Drive the race with them on E5. We got to the point where we both showing shape and cover our process. Just run it.
Well, at least we're still under caution. We're not having any it's not working, so I got to turn them down this way. Green flag is out. We are down and underway here at Iowa Speedway here tonight with the number 3 of Tom Tor out there on the outside, trying to get that outside lane to work early. As you see there on the inside, that's the number 29 of Mike Schaefer, but he loses ground there to the 3 of Tom Tor as he goes blazing by. The 29 losing ground there on the inside lane. Not sure what is up with the 29 as everybody's going around the outside of him. Brendan Brody up to second. Rick Schneider up to, or I'm sorry, Rick Schneider's up to third. Joseph Thomas up to fourth as Mike Schaefer is falling back quite a ways here. Falling back towards the back of the pack right now. And Semple did not take the grid tonight. It is calculating him as out. So we are a 9-car field here tonight as we are running these Arca cars here from Iowa. So the little short field. Everybody's getting spread out already. So this is going to be an interesting night. Hopefully not too many cautions per se then if we're this spread out, this few cars. So be interesting to see how the racing goes. As you see, they're just getting all spread out already. Brendan Brody, though, trying to make a run there in that second place up to catch that number 3 of Tom Tour with Rick Schneider there in third. Daniel Scruggs fourth, Logan Spencer in fifth. Those are your top 5 drivers as it stands right now. As I said, there are 9 drivers, but Mike Schaefer back here is calculating him a lap down, so I'm unsure what's going on with Mike Schaefer, that he's a lap down, unless he ended up in pit road there for a moment here as we are on lap 5. Still got 170 laps to go. Logan Spencer back here in fifth. And they're side by side for that lead and for second or third and fourth place as they are working through turns 1 and 2 back here onto the backstretch. There you see number 3 on the low side and a row back behind him. That is the 03 in the 14 as they work through on turns 3 and 4. And one driver I do not see tonight is Josh Cole, who was our winner last week, if I believe. Or at least he was on podium. Man. Oh, we got Brendan Brody now out front in that number 4 machine with the Tom Tour there in second. That Oreo painted number 3 machine here tonight. And right behind them, that's the 14 of Daniel Scruggs. Rick Schneider there in fourth. And at number 03 as the 14's now getting up there beside that 03. Or I'm sorry, the 3's getting beside, the 14's getting beside the 3 as they work off a 2 down the backstretch. Around turns 3 and 4, they come back across to the start-finish line here to make it lap 10. So Matthew Semple did jump to the pits. Matthew Semple is back out here. He missed the grid, but he is on track now in that Rubbermaid number 8 machine. He is, though, going to be a few laps down here early on in this race tonight. And we'll see if we can get 7 laps down as it stands right now. Schaefer is 1 lap down. And out front right now, it's Brendan Brody with Daniel Scruggs there in second. Tom Tour there in third. Daniel Scruggs out there in second now. As he got around the 3 of Tom Tour. Rick Schneider there in fourth, chasing down Tom Tour. Logan Spencer in fifth. And there you see the 21 of Joseph Thomas rolling around there in sixth. Everybody just trying to keep pace, but these back few cars have kind of fallen off a little bit. There you see the number 42 of Christopher Pugley's in that Friggy Diggy Racing number 42. But out front, it's still Brendan Brody in that number 4 with Daniel Scruggs trying to chase him down. The battle, however, is here for that third and fourth position between Rick Schneider and Tom Tor as they work off a 2. Down the backstretch they come, and it is going to be Rick Schneider to get that third spot away from Tom Tor. And now Tom Tor falls back yet another position here tonight at Iowa. Here on lap 15 as they work out of corner number 4 back across the stripe. Down here in the corner number 1. Everybody's still single file. Everybody kind of choosing a different lane of racing here tonight. As you see, some way up against that outside wall, some of them way down against that inside wall. And the schedule here, we'll bring it up real fast just so we can see the stages. As stage for Iowa looks to be at lap 43 and then 86. So lap 43 and 86 are your stages here tonight. Brendan Brody up there in first, Daniel Scruggs in second, Rick Schneider third, Tom Tor in fourth, Logan Spencer there in fifth with Joseph Thomas in sixth. Christopher Pugliese in seventh, Terry Fennell there in eighth. And that is your grid right now. Mike Schaefer trying to work his way up and stay with the pack, as well as Matthew Semple. I think he's just out here to turn some laps and trying not to lose too many points here tonight in the Friggy Diggy Arca series. What this is, but this is so frustrating that I've never had this issue until just a couple weeks ago, and then it's just been nonstop hit and miss here or there, and I can't think of anything else to adjust. Rick Schneider up here in third in that number 03 machine as we're working down through 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. At 303 is looking to the inside of the 14 as they drag race down the backstretch. In that school car is that driver of Rick Schneider as they work through 3 and 4. Looks like Schneider may have a decent run on the bottom, but just does not have enough as it is going to be Scruggs holding them off that lap as they come diving in the corner number 1 for another time here tonight at Iowa. Front to back as they work off a 2. And then the next guy, Tom Tor back here in fourth in that number 3 machine. Logan Spencer rounding out your top 5 in that Red Bull 89 as they work through 3 and 4 back across the Geico restart zone out onto the front stretch, and they work that down into corner number 1. The 03 is going to take another shot at Daniel Scruggs there for that second place position as they work off of 2 down the backstretch. Still at that quarter panel is Rick Schneider, and as Rick Schneider looks to maybe get a run there on the bottom, but isn't enough as they work off of 4 down the front stretch yet again. They are still side by side, but Scruggs is going to pull away and dive back into 1 and 2. But Schneider is there. He's going to make another run here on the bottom of the racetrack. Drag race down the backstretch. Front to back, he is at the bumper of the 14. Going to try to push it a little bit here through 3 and 4. Unable to do so at the moment. Maybe a 14 got a little bit of a bobble coming out of 4. Ended up falling back a little bit. Now Schneider will go and take that second spot as he works down here in the corner 1 and 2. And I definitely want to thank the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network for allowing us to click into Roku tonight. I realize we got a small field, but we're going to bring you the best action we can here throughout the 175 laps of the Friggy Diggy Arca series here tonight. So just bear with me as I try to keep my enthusiasm up, keep everybody on track here of the battles going on, as it looks like Terry Fennell in that 00 has got the likes of Mike Schaefer there, as Mike Schaefer's trying to work his way back up through the field, maybe get that lap back the hard way, or at least be in contentions for when that stage caution comes out. He can get his lap back then. Christopher Pugliese sitting in 6th, Logan Spencer in 5th. Tom Tor in 4th, Daniel Scruggs 3rd, Rick Schneider 2nd, and Brendan Brody out front leading in that number 4 machine for Brody Farms. But that 14 has not given up the chase yet there in that 3rd position. He knows Schneider got around, but Scruggs don't want to really give it up that far. in that Coors machine as they work down the backstretch in the corner number 1 and 2. Here we go as we work through. Off of 4, it is going to be Scruggs sitting in third with Schneider still in second. A run down through the grid. Brendan Brody first, Rick Schneider second, Daniel Scruggs there in third, Tom Tor in fourth, Logan Spencer fifth, Christopher Pugley's there in sixth, Terry Fennell in seventh, Joseph Thomas in eighth, Mike Schaefer in ninth, and Matthew Semple rounding out tonight in 10th position. Those are your 10 cars here participating in the Friggy Diggy Arca Series here this evening. Brendan Brody still leading this race here at lap 28 as they work through 1 and 2 once again. Onto the backstretch they come. And here soon, if everything gets going, we'll see if we can bring our little buddy out. And I want to know if anybody has a name. What's up, Fair Southern Broadcasting? We welcome you to the stream here tonight. If anybody out there that's watching wants to, here and when we hit lap 30, which is going to be when they cross the stripe this time, we're going to bring out a little friend here at the Flaker Farm TV on the pole, and we'd like to get some input on what we should name him. Our little groundhog for Heated Up. Trying to get the viewers to maybe help pick us a name. If anybody remembers the old NASCAR days, they used to have a little gopher or something. I forget what he was, but his name was Digger, and he had the Digger cam. So as we heat it up, he's going to be our heated up groundhog. All right, so that was heated up there with our little groundhog friend. So if anybody out there who's watching has a name for him, we'd gladly see it in the comments. Here, as you saw, pit stops were taking place as drivers were coming in. Looks like they were just filling up for fuel as we're winding down here with about 5 laps to go in the stage. As we're coming up on the lap 43 is going to be the stage with Christopher Pugliese out there in the front, but he is now on his way to pit road as Terry Fennell as well. Joseph Thomas going to come around now and resume the lead. They're in that number 21 machine, who has not yet pitted. And along with Brendan Brody now going to roll around and pick up that second position. As that 03 comes along the bottom, that's Rick Schneider. And he's looking to see if he can get that spot away from Brendan Brody as they come across the line. Joseph Thomas, though, back here in that first position, though. Coming up on the tail end of the field, that is Daniel Scruggs. Back there in the number 14 machine as he's working through the field. And it looks like everybody's pitted except for that number 20, the number 21 machine of Joseph Thomas. So if Thomas can run this out, he's got another lap to go here before the caution comes out. Can he make it happen? He has not pitted yet. Brandon Brody's running second. Rick Schneider there in third. And we have seen these guys push the envelope before. And there he comes. He didn't make it to the stripe before that caution flag comes out. So that's going to bring Brendan Brody around. And most likely to bring the caution flag out for lap 43. As it is a side-by-side battle. So is it going to be caught? So are we running through the stage here at lap 43?
Caution.
All right, so they went to the end of 43.
Cool your tires off, get your fans up.
Brandon Brody's going to take that stage win. We'll see if we can get him here in the booth with us tonight, if he is around here somewhere. He is. Alrighty. All right, there might be a little bit of a hiccup. I'm unsure yet at the moment. But let's see if we can get Rudy up here. We'll let him get down pit road, and then we'll get him up here as he's in his pit stall. All right, let's see if we can get Brody in here. Good evening, Brody. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's make sure that everybody else at home can hear you. And it looks like they can, so that's good. So, take us through that stage one. I was a little confused there. I thought the stage ended at lap 43, not the end of lap 43, but...
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was a little concerned when the caution didn't come out after 43. I thought Rick might get me there on that last lap, but thankfully I was able to hold on regardless of what lap it was on, and we got the stage win.
You got the stage win, and congrats for that. Do you think you have a car that might be able to take it to the end tonight?
Yeah, the Brody Farms Chevrolet here has been really fast all night, and I think we definitely have a shot at the win here as long as we can keep all four tires underneath it.
No, you're talking about tires. How big is the fall off on tires here tonight?
Tires over a run is the fall off around 2 seconds, so they're a huge deal at this racetrack. We got to make sure that we can get tires as much as possible. So,
Well, you got any shout outs you'd like to give for your stage 1 victory?
all right, I'd like to give a shout out to Brody Farms, the Brody YouTube channel, Chris, my spotter, and Nate, my second spotter for the night. Got 2 spotters tonight, so hopefully we can get the W.
I'm going to make it interesting here on a mile track. Having 2 spotters. Usually, I think having 2 spotters would be more beneficial at like Daytona or Talladega.
And we got 2 sets of eyes, so they can see more than I can, of course. So it'll help a little bit.
Oh, most definitely. Well, good luck to you, and I think you're going to be lining up here shortly to go back green. So good luck.
Yep, thank you.
I have Brendan Brody there, our stage 1 winner here for the evening. And I'm trying to see from another source. As we were supposed to be live on the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network Roku channel, but I'm not sure if we are or not. So we're going to check on that here tonight, but we will get it situated, most definitely, as we got 10 drivers here fighting it out, and I think they're going to let Matt Semple get a couple of his laps back since he missed that start. As we're on lap 48 of 175, let's take a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the racing action. I want to thank all you 5 viewers that are currently watching me here tonight on the Flicker Farm Gaming Network as we're getting things situated and underway here tonight with the Friggy Diggy Racing League and the Friggy Diggy Arca Series here tonight. And then we're back live Wednesday night with the Sim Racing Super Dirt Series as they take on week number 5 of their season. Here coming into corner number 1, though. It is going to be side-by-side for that second position as Brendan Brody and Rick Schneider work side-by-side. And on to the backstretch at number 3 of Tom Torre. He's still looking on that Oreo painted machine. Terry Pennell now in that 00 up here trying to battle his way up. Mike Schaefer, though, still looking like he's located a lap down after that caution flag came out. Semple out is 4 laps down. Schaefer's still 1 lap down. Brandon Brody sitting here second. Getting a good run here on that 14 as he's looking to the high side, coming through 3 and 4. Back out onto the front stretch they come. And the 14 getting a little loose coming off of 4. And that's going to give the spot over to Brendan Brody as they work through 1 and 2. Now, I'd say Daniel Scruggs has a strong car, but the problem is he keeps getting just a little bit loose as they work down here off of 2, now into 3 and 4. Christopher Pugley's having some trouble back here going off track. Now he's back on track, so not sure exactly what was going on with that machine as we're coming down into corner number 1 as we just come across the stripe for another time here at lap 53. And everybody's front to back working through. Tom Torre here in 4th, Terry Fennell in 5th. Joseph Thomas there in 6th. Logan Spencer 7th. Christopher Pugley's in 8th. Mike Schaefer in 9th. Those are your group right now. And there's a few drivers that might be on the side. Logan Spencer, Christopher Pugley's, and Mike Schaefer all on the technically on the same lap. So Mike Schaefer's not a complete lap down to everybody, but he's far enough. As we're watching a battle up front here between Brendan Brody, Daniel Scruggs, Rick Schneider. As he is 1, 2, 3. Tom Tour here in fourth with Terry Fennell falling back some. You see that 89 of Logan Spencer looking to the high side as he's wanting to try to come around to 29 of Mike Schaefer. As they're trying to battle, he's trying to battle his way, get his lap back, and slowly following around that number 21 of Joseph Thomas. Terry Fennell in that 00 is currently sitting in 5th position. They're in front of the 21 of Joseph Thomas. Now in the front stretch, down in the corner number 1 to come again. And the 29's looking to the inside lane now, underneath the 21 of Joseph Thomas. And the 29 is going to take that away and gain another spot towards his lap back. As Terry Fennell now is up here in that with position. Tom Tour there in 4th. And the lead pack start to heat up a little bit here for that 2nd and 3rd position. As Rick Schneider is there with the number 14. As they're working through 3 and 4 out here now onto the front stretch. That number 03 now to the inside. And the 14's getting a little loose again coming off of 4. And that could give a little bit of momentum over to the 03 of Rick Schneider. Which it does coming through 1 and 2 here. But can the 14 keep it under him as they work off of 2? He does. He's going to battle back out there on the outside as they come down the backstretch now. In the corner number 3, it is going to be Scruggs there with that 2nd position. And Schneider's now working on inside lane again through the front stretch trial down here in the corner number 1. And they are going to be front to back. Here comes the 03, though, taking that dive to the inside as they now work through 1 and 2, trying to get that inside lane to give them that momentum off. But unfortunately, he has not been able to do it here. But that 14 of Scruggs, he's got to be a little bit cautious as he knows coming off of 4, he's gotten that tail end to come and kick out a little bit each here and there as the race has gone on tonight, as we are at lap 60 right now on tonight, working through 1 and 2. The 03 still battling Daniel Scruggs as they work down through 1 and 2 down onto the backstretch. Joseph Thomas back here in 6th. Christopher Pugley's there in 7th in that number 42 machine. Logan Spencer in 8th, and Mike Schaefer is still trying to get his lap back the hard way. And up here toward the front, that is going to be number 3 of Tom Tour we're looking at now. And Schneider's trying to get around, and he does get around the 14 finally of Daniel Scruggs. Scruggs falls back to 3rd. Rick Schneider up to 2nd. Tom Tour there in 4th. Terry Fennell there in 5th. And it's a great battle up front so far here tonight. And hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing action as Daniel Scruggs there is still not done trying to get his spot back from that number 03 machine of Rick Schneider. They're coming down the backstretch down here into corner 3 and 4. Around it they come. I'm sorry, that might have been 1 and 2. No, that was 3 and 4. Okay, I was correct. And they come back through the little bit of a trial over here at Iowa. Simple still 4 laps down. Mike Schaefer 1 lap down. Everybody else on the lead lap here tonight. So we have 10 cars in the field, 8 of them still on the lead lap. Brody, our stage 1 winner, still leading the race out front in that Brody's Farm machine. Number 4, leading the race here tonight. Our biggest mover so far tonight. If he can hold on to the spots, it's that 14 of Daniel Scruggs. Now, as he's losing another spot to Tom Tour, as Tom Tour is battling him hard, they're on the inside lane off of 2 down the backstretch. And they now come into 3 and 4. Who's going to beat who coming off? And the 3 gets a great run there on the inside lane. He can move up, and he does, getting that 3rd spot away from Scruggs. No, Scruggs falls back another position there in 4th. As Tom Tour is there now here at 3rd place. Terry Fennell sitting in 5th as he's there in the National Guard 00. I definitely want to thank everybody that's come out to join us here tonight for the views and everything. As AC, Brendan Brody out front, still leading this race. But look out, here comes Rick Schneider. He might have something to say about that lead here as they work through 1 and 2. Down here on through onto the backstretch. And it looks like Schneider's going to get a decent run here. Brody might have some competition here as we're coming down to a close to, we got about 16 laps left, or sorry, not 16, we got about 19 laps left in stage 2. 21's pitting. The 21's going to come to pit road this time. Going to bring it down, get tires, get fuel. Here comes the 89 of Logan Spencer behind him. Mike Schaefer, where's he going to be? Is he going to come in, or is he going to stay out and try to work his way towards the front and get a lap back? As he's there on the bumper of that number 42 machine of Christopher Pugliese. And Christopher Pugliese currently sitting in 6th. We have Brendan Brody down pit road now. So that is definitely going to hold in the lead over to Rick Schneider, as the next car behind him is the number 3 of Tom Tor, and Daniel Scruggs then moves up to 3rd. Christopher Pugliese and Terry Fennell here also in the top 5. Everybody's single file here tonight. Not too much exciting racing going on, but we do have some great battles here. We're looking at the 14 of Daniel Scruggs and the number 3 of Tom Tor, fighting for that second position as the laps wind down here in stage number 2. And they work off of 4. That 14's getting a run on the outside. The 3's there on the inside, and they're getting close as they come through the tri-oval and through 1 and 2 now onto the backstretch. Scruggs really trying to get that outside lane to work hard. Now he's going to dip to the inside and get that run into the inside lane and pick up that spot possibly on the inside coming out of 4. And Tom Tor is there. He's not going to let him come up the track too easily, as we've seen that inside lane really putting the passes down. And we see coming into the frame the number 8 of Matthew Semple. He's still about 4 laps down, but doing all he can to try to get himself back into contentions here, or at least getting some track practice in here at Iowa tonight after missing that grid. And he's sitting about 4 laps down. Logan Spencer up here in 9th. So Mike Schaefer on the lead lap here as everybody's working through the pit lane. Or I'm sorry, he's the first car a lap down is what Mike Schaefer is, as he's trying to battle his way back onto the lead lap. Down here in the corner number 1 and 2, underneath the 29, or I'm sorry, yeah, underneath the 29 comes the number 42 of Christopher Pugliese. As looks like we still have a slew of drivers that have not pitted yet this round. Brody being one that has, Joseph Thomas has, Logan Spencer has. Those 3 drivers all pitted at lap 68. And the pit lap for Rick Schneider, Daniel Scruggs, Tom Tor, Terry Fennell, and Christopher Pugliese all was at lap 45. Mike Schaefer last pitted at lap 45 as well. As they come working off of 2 down the backstretch in the corner number 3, it is going to be Rick Schneider coming across the start-finish line, though, make it put another lap here on the board as we hit lap 76. We are now coming up to 100 laps to go here tonight. We got 100 to go from Iowa as we're working through turns 3 and 4. Now onto the backstretch they come. You got the number 14 of Daniel Scruggs chasing down at number 3 of Tom Tor as they work down here in the corner number 1. But Matthew Semple, he's not done yet. He wants some of them laps back. As Schaefer's 1 lap down. Brody's 1 lap down. Thomas is 1 lap down. Spencer 2 laps down. And Semple is 4 laps down. So Spencer in the 89, he's actually 2 laps down here tonight, as it stands right at this moment in time here at lap 78. Rick Schneider still our race leader with Tom Tor here in 2nd. And you got the 8 of Matthew Semple down there on the inside trying to gain some of these lap backs, with Daniel Scruggs out there on the outside, currently sitting 3rd here as we're winding down stage number 2. And he's at the bumper of the 3. These two have been battling it hard as they come across the stripe down here in the corner number 1. Anybody else coming to pit road yet? I do not see anyone coming to pit road as Rick Schneider is still out there in front with Daniel Scruggs and Tom Tor battling here for that 2nd and 3rd position. In the corner 3 and 4 they go, and coming out, it's still going to be Scruggs ahead of that 3 machine. Coming into the triangle, and the 8 looks to be up into the outside wall. He keeps it together. No caution as we're at lap 80. We got another 6 laps to go here in stage number 2. And 89 gets around. The 89's moving his way around as we got Daniel Scruggs here in 2nd, trying to hold off Tom Tor as we're winding down here on lap. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fuel strategy plays out for Rick Schneider, Daniel Scruggs, Tom Tor, Terry Fennell, and Christopher Pugliese. As I'm trying to see who else might have pitted. And I still have not seen anybody else pit besides those 3 drivers that I mentioned before. Brody, Thomas, and Spencer. Off 3 and 4 into the Geico restart zone comes Rick Schneider here to make a lap 83. And Daniel Scruggs trying to chase him down. So everybody's getting a little spread out here tonight. And just to give you a little taste of how spread out they are, here we go. There's the track map. We got 10 cars out here on track. And they're all spread out. Wait, or is there 9 cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, I should have had that as a position, as the car numbers instead of positions. My bad. As the drivers are making their way around the track still. I'm not seeing anybody out, but there seems to be somebody. Okay, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So they're all out there. We got the 4 and 8 side by side. That's what the issue is. That's why I couldn't find the other dot as they're coming, working through 3 and 4 down here onto the front stretch. And Brody doing a great job here tonight. We got Tom Tordo up here in that 3rd position. Daniel Scruggs 2nd. Rick Schneider out here in front in that front position. As the 21 of Joseph Thomas. Not sure exactly what that was. I don't know if he was just getting out of the way of the leaders or what he was, but he was down there on the apron. There's Daniel Scruggs up here now in that 2nd position with Tom Tor in 3rd. Terry Fennell there in 4th. We're on lap 86. Oh, as the 03 of Rick Schneider comes across the line. Caution will fly for stage number 2, and that is going to be Rick Schneider as your stage number 2 winner. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Good evening, Rick. You got a copy on me here in the booth? How's it going tonight? You look pretty strong there in stage 1, but just could not pull it off. You come out and win stage number 2. Is the car feeling pretty good for you tonight?
It is. It is.
Well, is your strategy playing out? I mean, were you guys all expecting pretty much these green flag runs like you're having here tonight?
Yeah, I was flirting with the fuel there. I'm coming in and I got a half a lap of fuel left, so that strategy worked out for me.
Well, I know quite a few of you guys like to flirt with that fuel mileage quite a bit.
Yeah, you got a great group of guys in here that are awesome racers, man. You got to take whatever strategy you can to try to get there.
And that's the thing, you got to find that oddball strategy, right?
Absolutely.
So who's your any shout outs you want to give for getting that stage 2 win here tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the league. These guys run a great race every week. I love racing with everybody, and give a shout out to my Mike Schaefer. He's on my team.
Oh, you have any other shout outs you want to give before we put you back with your teammate and you can go on with the rest of your racing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, buddy. Like I said, these guys run a great league, man. It's fun racing every week with them.
Well, we'll see if we talk to you at the end of this one tonight.
I hope so. I hope so.
All right. Well, good luck, and hopefully you can help Mike Schaefer get back onto the lead lap.
Right. Thanks, bud.
That was our Stage 2 winner, Rick Schneider. As we're working through here tonight on the Iowa Speedway. Again, if you're used to seeing Fligger Farm TV on the pole, we're still here, but you'll see another broadcaster's picture rolling down there in that bottom right-hand corner as well, and that is SBGN, and that's over on the Roku side. Hopefully it's working. I haven't been able to confirm that yet or not, if it is, so hopefully it may be. We'll have to see. If I don't find out before the race is over, I will find out, though, after the race, and let the league at least know whether or not it did work out the way we thought it would. But as for now, we are supposed to be live here on YouTube along with over on Roku. And like I said at the top of the broadcast here this evening, we kind of shut down the Facebook side. We weren't really getting the views over there anyway. We were getting most of our views over here on YouTube. So we shut the Facebook side down for the moment and switched that link over to Roku TV and the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network. So if you don't have that channel yet, be sure to check it out, as they do have a lot of great races throughout the week. Both some that you can play on playlists, other things playing all the time on a as live races going on all the time. You know, they're replays, but they're at least live TV type things going on. And great to be involved. I'm glad for the opportunity that they've given Fligger Farm TV to become part of that. As lights are out on the pace car, that means we're coming to the green flag. This time by everybody's double foul. Hit Nancy for that restart here with about 80 something laps to go, if I'm doing math right. And they're coming off of 4, side by side into the Geico restart zone. Rick Schneider's down and away. And here we go. We have started stage number 3 here tonight at Iowa Speedway, working down here into corner number 1. Side by side for that second place here, as Daniel Scruggs is already side by side with Christopher Pugliese. And they're working back through here. You see Tom Tor up to 5th, Brendan Brody. Last car on the lead lap back here in 6th position. That caution trapped Mike Schaefer, Logan Spencer, and Joseph Thomas all a lap down. And Matthew Semple's still a couple laps down here at the back. We'll see where kind of everybody stacks up here. So Mike Schaefer's a lap down. Spencer is a lap down. Thomas, 2 laps down. And Semple is 2 laps down. So with a small group of guys tonight, I think they're trying to work with the drivers just to be sure that they're out here having fun. As the pack seems to have tightened up quite a bit here for this stage 3 restart, as they're battling side by side now. here for 1 and 2. The number 14 of Daniel Scruggs starting to come alive here tonight. As well as Mike Schaefer really wanting that lap back as he's up here in amongst the top 5 cars. Working towards that bottom side, almost pushing 3 wide here. They do go 3 wide off the corner, 4 wide abreast down the backstretch here into corner number 2. And they're going to double file it back out here as well as Rick Schneider, still your leader, but Daniel Scruggs holding off the 00 of Terry Fennell as Mike Schaefer still trying to battle up there and get up to that lead spot and get that lap back the hard way here at lap 97. Rick Schneider here in that number 03 out there in front. Daniel Scruggs there in second. Terry Fennell in third. Christopher Pugliese in fourth. And that number 42, that number 42, Christopher Pugliese looking to the inside of that 00 as they're working over top of Brendan Brody, who's on the inside of the racetrack right now in that number 4 machine. Trying to get that car to work side by side. Here, almost 3 wide once again as they come through 3 and 4. But they stick it out. They are just 2 wide. Now coming across the stripe, going 3 wide down here into the start of corner number 1. And the 4 gets tagged, keeps it straight. And the 89 had to do a little bit of checkup. He's still trying to collect it as he comes out of 2. Looks like he's got it back underneath him. The likes of Brendan Brody doing a great job keeping that car under control as they come through 1 and 2. And getting that small tag. And now off about turn number 3 and 4 down here onto the front stretch, in the corner number 1 and 2, it is going to be Rick Schneider still leading the way with Daniel Scruggs here in second. Terry Fennell on the outside with the number 42, Christopher Pugliese down here on the inside as they battle side by side. And there goes Brody looking to the outside here through 3 and 4. Trying to see if he can get that outside lane to work as they go 3 wide and the 00 really hugging that number 42 as they come off of 4 down across the stripe into corner 1 and 2. Now Brody has that spot away up there now to third as Terry Fennell is working his way up by his side. The number 42 of Christopher Pugliese down here into corner number 3. And down side by side onto that front stretch. Go through the Geico restart zone and across the stripe. Side by side. There for 4th and 5th. That's going to be Terry Fennell. And that's Tom Tor and Christopher Pugliese for 5th and 6th position as that number 8 of Matthew Semple's trying to work his way back up into this race. And it looks like Mike Schaefer did indeed. Well, no, I'm sorry. He hasn't got on the lead lap quite yet. But he is 1 spot away from it as he's chasing down Rick Schneider there in that 03 machine. Trying to get that lap back the hard way, and it looks like Scruggs may have a little bit of right front damage right in front of that right front wheel here this evening. Unless it's just the way I'm looking at that machine. As Brody looks to have the same type of mark there on the front of his machine. I'm going to say it's a little bit of damage on the front of those 2 machines. When I'm looking back through the pack, Terry Fennell here in 5th. Christopher Pugliese going to the outside as Joseph Thomas is going to the inside a few laps down there in that number 21 machine. You see the 42 of Christopher Pugliese trying to work his way around the 00 Terry Fennell. And you got that number 8 machine in the mix up there. That's Matthew Semple as he's a few laps down. As Mike Schaefer still considered a lap down, but he's nipping on the heels though of Rick Schneider. Oh, there's Schneider. And coming up behind him is Schaefer. Schaefer's really pushing that number 29 hard here in this final stage, trying to get that lap back, trying to get him into a position where maybe he can kind of fuel strategy and output strategy it out and stay on the lead lap. Ahead of Rick Schneider. And they're working off a 2, getting a little bit strung out here now. There you see Brody in 3rd with Scruggs in 2nd. Tom Tor 4th, Terry Fennell 5th. Christopher Pugliese sitting in 6th. Now, you see on the track map, we're not as spread out as what we were in stage 1 and 2 so far, but it's still early here in stage number 3. As they work off of or work through 1 and 2, it's still Rick Schneider out front in that number 03 machine. And while they're all still kind of grouped up, how about we take another heated up moment with our wonderful groundhog? And again, if anybody out there is wanting to name him, please put in the comments what you might want to name this little creature here at Clicker Farm TV. That does it for our heated up segments here tonight at Iowa Speedway as we keep on rolling here tonight through 3 and 4. Here we are on board with Terry Fennell as he works across the stripe down here into corner number 1. And everybody doing a great job here tonight. Been green flag racing all night long as we got Rick Schneider out front and Mike Schaefer trying to hold on to that little bit of a lap that he has here. They're trying to catch up to the 03 of Rick Schneider, but I just do not know if he's got quite the momentum to do so as he's coming through 1 and 2, and Schneider's already onto the backstretch and entering 3 and 4 when the 29 exits turn number 2 and coming down the backstretch. So it's going to be a little bit of a feet here for that 29 to get back up there as he's really burnt them tires up trying to get that lap back. Now he's got the likes of Daniel Scruggs right there, right behind him once again. Here with at 118. And we're going a distance of 175 laps here tonight. Chris Republic back here in 6th. Mike Schaefer in 7th. Logan Spencer in 8th. Brendan Brody in 3rd right now in that number 4 machine with Tom Tour right behind him in that number 3. Matthew Semple, though, he's trying to make his run here as he's up to a 9th spot. Joseph Thomas, unsure exactly what happened to Joseph Thomas here tonight, but he had some problems throughout the night as he's fallen back here into 10th position and 2 laps down, a spot behind Matthew Semple, who is also 2 laps down. Logan Spencer, 1 lap down there in the number 89 machine. Mike Schaefer up here, he's 1 lap down in that number 29 machine, trying to make it back onto the lead lap. And in 6th position, that's going to be Chris Pugliese in that number 42. Friggy Diggy Racing Machine. And we got National Guard 00 of Terry Fennell as he's now working through the backstretch on the turn 3 and 4. Terry Fennell's trying to get that spot away from Tom Tor at number 3. As Brendan Brody is down on the pit road. He's going to come down for his final pit stop here of the evening, I believe, as we're winding the laps down. And it's going to take an off the chance mark to try to win this race here tonight, as we heard from Rick Schneider earlier whenever he won stage number 2. And he's sitting in a great spot to win it all here right now, as he is out front with a lead of over. We'll see here in a moment of how much. The gap is about 6.5 seconds. So he's got a pretty decent gap there from first to second. And then there's probably a good 4-second gap between second place and third place of Tom Tor. There's Tom Tor, and then up in front of him somewhere is the Daniel Scruggs machine sitting there in second place. Christopher Pugley's up to fourth now. Daniel Scruggs, if he can hold on and stay ahead of Pugley's here, he'll still be our biggest mover of the race, as he's gone up 6 spots. Pugley's has gone up 5. So if Pugley's pick up one more going around Tom Tor here, he can end up being tied for the biggest mover here tonight, as the 3 of Tom Tor is trying to work around that lap machine of Logan Spencer. Spencer's up there on the high side at 42. Christopher Pugley's right at the back bumper, out of the number 3 of Tom Tor. Daniel Scruggs sitting still second with Rick Schneider way out front. Gap is now 7 seconds to the lead. And they work through 1 and 2. Tor looking to the inside of the 89 of Logan Spencer, trying to get around that lap machine. They're coming down into 3 and 4 now, off of 4. They're still side by side racing here. Even though it's lap cars, they're still putting out all they have as the laps are winding down here at lap 126 of 175 here this evening from Iowa Speedway. Again, I want to thank everybody who's tuning in to watch. And again, if you're in a spot that has a description, please check out the description for both Admin Box and for Keep Digging. Keep Digging also has a discount link there in the description. We want to thank them for coming on board to be a sponsor this season, along with the 1% Designs and Admin Box doing a great job here tonight. And with the league leaders, I'm wondering if one of them tonight is using an Admin Box to help admin this race here tonight. But luckily, there hasn't really been too much for the admins to do, as the 14 of Scruggs is down on pit road, as I missed the 03 coming to pit road, along with Logan Spencer, and Matthew Semple is on pit road. So I missed a few pit stops here, and I was yapping and watching the racing on track. Daniel Scruggs, like I said, is on pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Tom Tor for the moment being. And Christopher Pugley's there in second. Terry Fennell sitting in third with Mike Schaefer in fifth. Meanwhile, Daniel Scruggs sitting down there on pit road. So is Mike Schaefer going to be able to bring it back and get his laps back as he gets around Rick Schneider? So he's currently on the same lap as these drivers in front of him. So if Mike Schaefer really wants to hold on to it, he's a lap ahead of Schneider now. Tom Tor stays out. Pugley's is in, Terry Fennell's in. Mike Schaefer stayed out. Will he come in this time? No, Mike Schaefer staying out. Last pitting at lap 88. A 3 if Tom Tor is in. And believe it or not, he goes from being a lap down, and if he comes around one more time, he's going to be considered the lap lead car. And he's coming into pit road this time by. So that's going to hold the lead over to Rick Schneider. So the gap we're going to really want to watch is the gap between Schneider and Shaper. And where do they come out as Tor is still in the pits, getting some work done there to that number 3 machine. He's down and away as Shaper's coming in. And Shaper's still going to be a lap down. That is yet to be seen here. And it looks like he's going to be, as here comes Schneider across the start-finish line and around Mike Shaper. So Mike Shaper goes a lap down once again here tonight at Iowa. So he had a moment where he was on the lead lap. Now he gets back and taken away again. As Schneider works down through 3 and 4 back here all onto the front stretch. Coming around the lap machine of Joseph Thomas in that number 21. Brendan Brody sitting in second. He's got some work cut out if he wants to try to chase down that 03 of Rick Schneider, who's been very strong all night. Brendan Brody said at the beginning, though, when there at the end of stage 1, that Brody Farm Chevrolet felt really good here tonight, where he did a great job here tonight with that green machine, keeping it safe, keeping it on track, and now up here in second position. Daniel Scruggs sitting here in third in that number 14 machine. He is our biggest, tied for the biggest mover right now, as he is up 5 positions there in the Coors Light, or in the Coors Banquet there. The number 14 trying to gain his way up into that podium position here tonight. And right behind him is our second biggest mover, the number 42 of Christopher Pugley. That Friggy Diggy machine with the 1% designs and the admin box on the back bumper of that machine as they work through 3 and 4 back here out onto the front stretch. And I want to try to see something. I thought I saw something possibly a little special there on the back end of that machine. If I can just get down there to see it. That back left panel on that bumper. See if we can kind of see what that is. I want to say that's a veteran stripe, but I can't quite make it out from the angles I have. That we want to definitely thank Christopher Pugley if that is definitely what that is, which I have a sneaky suspicion that's what it looked like to me anyway. There on that number 42 machine. Rick Schneider still leading this race out here in that first position here at lap 137. Brendan Brody in second. Daniel Scruggs there in third. Christopher Pugley in fourth. Tom Tor there in fifth. Terry Fennell in sixth. Mike Shaper sitting a lap down from the top 3 drivers here in seventh. Logan Spencer, he's 1 lap down. Semple, 2 laps down. Thomas is 3 laps down. Not the night Semple was winning. I'm unsure exactly what happened to that machine during the race, but it just did not come around the way he was hoping here tonight on SPGN and Laker Farm TV. Definitely want to thank everybody that's tuned in and watching here tonight. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing action this Sunday evening here as we bring it to you. Rick Schneider still doing his best to hold off this pack out here in front as he's now got a 12-second lead over second place, or I'm sorry, no, it's a 9-second lead over second place, and the 12-second lead to third place. But there's only about 4 seconds between second and third. Christopher Pugley doing all he can to bring that number 42 up into contention here tonight. As Rick Schneider out there in front doing everything he needs to. People would say it's probably his race to lose here at lap 140 as we're down to 35 laps to go at Iowa tonight. And we're working through 3 and 4 right now onto the back stretch, onto the front stretch there through the Geico restart zone. It is Brendan Brody sitting in second with Rick Schneider still leading this race. Daniel Scruggs holding on to third at the moment with Christopher Pugley trying to find out where he's at on track. Tom Tor sitting there in fifth, chasing down the 42 of Christopher Pugley. So that's going to be our closest battle as it stands right now, as everybody is so spread out throughout the racetrack. You can see, you can count 10 dots. There are, that means that's how far spread out they are. I'm not sure where. There's, okay, we got the 14 to 29. I'm seeing everybody. 3, 14. Yeah, they're all out there. So the closest battle right now is between the 3 and the 42. It's got that 00 working his way up the backstretch now in the turn number 3. They're doing what they can back here at the back, or up here at the front, trying to close this race out here with 30 laps to go when they come across the stripe this time. At 03, catching the 00 of Terry Fennell. And that is not what Terry Fennell wants to see. He does not want to see that black 03 there in his rearview mirror here tonight. Let them know he's going to go a lap down before this one is over. Schneider having a great run here tonight. Can't be said for the same can't be said for his teammate there in that third spot as Brody back into pit road here with 30 laps to go. He's going to try to short pit it and see if he can bring it back out and get the lead away from Rick Schneider. Rick Schneider's going to come around and put Brody a lap down. Daniel Krog sitting second. He's going to work his way in. Christopher Pugliese back here now in second as he is still in front of the 3 of Tom Tor. Seeing who all comes into the pits here with 30 laps to go, or under 30 laps to go here this evening, with Rick Schneider there in that first position still, leading this race at Iowa tonight for the Friggy Diggy Arca Series. Tom Tor pitting. Rick Schneider going across, putting another driver a lap down as he's chasing down that 00 of Terry Fennell. Terry's hoping that he can stay on the lead lap, but I just do not see that happening as the 03 of Schneider is right there nipping at his heels. If I was Schneider, I'd be definitely worried about these cars that have taken these pit stops now to try to undercut the field a little bit as we've got Brendan Brody back here. Not too far off of where Schneider is as he's working up here to Schaefer. And Brody almost lost it coming out of 2. And he works down here through the back stretch, down here into 3 and 4. Back through the restart zone. So Brendan Brody still up front. Terry Fennell now lap down sitting here in 3rd. Christopher Pugliese at number 42 machine. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do as he knows that 03's coming, as it's only a turn that separates them, and it's a turn to the bad for the 42 of Christopher Pugliese. So pit strategy, being the separator here tonight with 24 laps to go, I don't think Schneider has enough to make it all the way. But if he's got the tires to last, he can go in and just top off with fuel, make a quick pit stop, and be out. Or just come in and take 2 tires and be back out on the racetrack in no time and be back leading this race once again as he is chasing down Christopher Pugliese there in that number 42 as they're now less than a turn away from each other, or about 2/3 of a turn away as Pugliese now comes across the start-finish line along with Schneider chasing them down there in that first position. So almost everybody a lap down as it stands right now through the pit stop cycle. I know Brody, he's back here. He's looking to get around Schneider, and as soon as Schneider pits, Brody can take over that lead as he's got a gap over Tom Tor. He's got about a 5-second gap to Tom Tor. And that's, it might be decreasing or that might be increasing. It's staying steady at the moment to Tom. But Schneider and Pugliese still staying out. Kind of unsure here what is going to go on. I think the 03 may come in. He does. And there goes the 4 of Brody around. And that's going to bring Christopher Pugliese up into fire. of that number 4 machine as he comes back out onto the backstretch. Well, I guess it's not really, but Mike Shaper could be back sneakily onto the lead lap here, as he's past pitted at lap 130. Brody pitted at lap 145, so did Shaper pull off an unbelievable run here? We'll have to wait and see, as there's 20 laps to go. I'm unsure on fuel run. The 03 is coming out, as Shaper's coming through 1 and 2 now. Brody's working through 1 and 2. Christopher Pugley's still holding on to that lead out there in front. With Terry Fennell there in second. Well, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this plays out here as this race winds down. As Rick Schneider last pitted at lap 155 and is on the lead lap and ahead of Brody as it stands right now. So he definitely had enough time to come in and get what he needed. Now he's just waiting on the 00 to come in and the 42. As he's ahead of this mayhem back here, as Shaper's trying to hold off Brendan Brody for that position there. And he's going to let Brody around. And Mike Shaper's going to fall to another spot here down the 5th. Brody up to 4th. Rick Schneider in 3rd. So Brody doing what he can to get back up into the front of this as we're down to 16 laps to go. All right, so I did get confirmation here from Southern Broadcasting Gaming. They are unfortunately something goofy, and we were not live on Roku tonight, but we will have it uploaded tomorrow, rest assured. And we definitely want to thank everybody coming out and supporting the channel, supporting the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network as well. And be sure to get it downloaded, as we will be putting the races up there on the Roku side. And there will be live races for you to watch as well, so be sure to check them out. Rick Schneider back out to the lead now that Christopher Pugley and Terry Fennell have dropped to the pit lane. Well, definitely want to thank Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network for letting us have a word in on that. We're unsure exactly what happened, but we guarantee we will get it fixed for next week as we move forward. Well, I guess next week, scratch that, I forgot. Next week is Mother's Day weekend. Friggy Diggy is off. So they're going to have no race tonight. Or, I mean, they're racing tonight. Sorry. Racing tonight, no race next week. Then they're going and racing the following week. And then they're off again for Memorial Day, if I'm having my weeks correct. So Mike Shaper there in 3rd. And 4th being Tom Tor in that 4th position. Daniel Scruggs in 5th. Christopher Pugley there in 6th. Matthew Semple in 7th. With Logan Spencer 8th. Terry Fennell in 9th. Well, with 11 laps to go, Rick Schneider working his way down the backstretch, and he has a 13-second gap to second place, where sits Brendan Brody. And you want to see what the second or 13-second lap or 16-second gap, 14-second gap looks like on the map? There you go. The 03 back here coming out of 2, and the number 4 is coming out of 4. So they're about a half a track separating these two drivers, actually less than half a lap, as they're working around the track here. So Brody's got to make sure he tries and does everything he can to stay ahead. As Tom Tor is back here in the mix of lap down traffic and could be in danger himself of going a lap down here with 9 laps to go. It'll be interesting to see exactly how this goes here tonight as Rick Schneider is coming up on the back of that pack. As it stands right now, Mike Schaefer did get himself on the lap and back on the lead lap, but for how long? That's going to be the question. With 8 laps to go here tonight, and they're coming through 3 and 4, and Schneider is there at the back of the pack, there at the 89 machine, as they're working through here. So it's going to be interesting to see who all goes lap down, who all goes another lap down, and who can stay on the lead lap here, as these closing laps are closing in and fast, as the 89 gives way to Rick Schneider coming out of 4. Now the 8 of Matthew Semple, he's going to give way to the leader of Rick Schneider. Wise choice. I think a lot of these guys are just going to let Schneider have it, as they know that with as few laps, it's kind of senseless to try to race him down. As he's working through 3 and 4 this time, 6 laps to go, and he's coming up to the 29 of Schaefer, along with the 14 and the 21. As the 21 and 29 are together up here, just ahead. Oh yeah, we can't forget about that one. You will catch me live in the booth with the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network and Noma TV on the Cannonball Racing Series here on Friday nights. Definitely can't forget about them guys. Great group of racing over there as well. As we had a blast Friday night. If you didn't catch that race, you might want to go back and check. We had a blast hearing drivers, Star Wars imitations, and different things going on that night. So that was a blast. Rick Schneider, though, what a performance he has put down tonight here at Iowa. 3 laps to go. Dominating performance here for him tonight, as he's down here at 4th place now, as he's getting ready to put 4th place a lap down. And 2 laps to go. Is he going to get up to Tom Tor? That's yet to be seen here, as Tom Tor finishing 3rd tonight, most likely, if nothing else crazy goes on. As they work through the corner, Rick Schneider gets around the 14 down here on the backstretch. And he's closing in on the 3. You might see them come around here any moment and be in the frame at the same time. There you see, not that far back is that number 3 of Rick Schneider, and he may just hold off that number 3. The 3 may just hold off Rick Schneider enough to continue one more lap around here in Iowa, as the 03 comes across and grabs that checkered flag here this evening. What a dominating performance for Rick Schneider in that number 03 machine. Sticky Ricky definitely wins it with total domination here tonight. Dominating performance there from the 03. Winning stage 2, and then comes out here and landslides stage number 3. What a performance here for him tonight in that 03 machine, as he's getting ready to burn it down. Well-deserved win there for the 03 of Rick Schneider and that Skull Bandit machine. Definitely, somebody might want to try to say, check that, inspect that car after the race, because he was fast all night long. I think it just came down to he had the proper strategy, and it was just a hard strategy to beat here tonight. A great run by everybody tonight. The only 2 cautions we had were the stage cautions. Everything else, green flag race. So that was a great change of events here for us at Flager Farm TV on the pole, as we went green flag racing tonight from Iowa Speedway. So let's go ahead and get with our stage winners if we can. And let's see. First off, let's see our final results. I'm on you. Rick Schneider finishes first by a landslide, 19, almost 20-second gap. Tom Tor was 23 seconds off of the winner. They're finishing third. Daniel Scruggs in fourth. Christopher Pugliese there in fifth. Mike Schaefer in sixth. Terry Fennell, seventh. Logan Spencer, eighth. Matthew Semple finishes ninth. And Joseph Thomas, not having a night he was wanting, down 7 laps, finishing there in 10th. Oh, let's go ahead and get over here into the booth and see who our finishers are of the evening. Hopefully this is all working okay on the Streamlabs. And oh, what the heck happened here? I'm trying to figure out what the flip. Get back over here. Oh, I want my give me what I want here. And we'll see if we can get a hold of Tom Tor here. Tom Tor, anywhere to be found? I do not see Tom Tor anywhere. Oh, there he is. Okay, found him. Tom Tor, do you hear us okay?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not much. It looked like a pretty good race out there tonight. Just unfortunately, the pit strategy didn't go your way, finishing almost a lap down in third.
Yeah, I mean it was a good run for us, regardless for the 3-team Horseboat Motorsports. We've been battling all day. I didn't plan on coming to Iowa, but I figured why not give it a shot and start out in the front row, surprisingly, and then bringing home a P3. Yeah, I'll take that all day, man.
Well, you definitely had a great run here tonight, and like I said, unfortunately the strategy came into play here tonight as we didn't have the cautions. We just saw a green flag from start to finish, just having the 2-stage cautions. It was a great show you guys were putting on the best you could with 10 cars here tonight.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to this racing league. They're pretty good. The drivers here are fun to race with. I look forward to racing with these guys in 2 weeks, and hopefully we got some more guys coming here with Mother's Day being the off week. Thanks, man.
Well, hopefully. And do you have any other shout outs you'd like to give for your third place finish here tonight?
Give a shout out to Gears Racing League. I'm over there as an admin. Love those guys in Gears. And then, Horseboat Motorsports. I got those guys over at Gears as well. And, I brought myself. So appreciate that. Appreciate you for putting on the broadcast. And big shout out to the league. That was a good, I love good caution-free racing. So that was fun. Thank you.
It looked like a lot of fun tonight. So you have a great night. Enjoy that third place finish as we move into the next race next week or in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
That was Tom Tor there in that number 3 machine, finishing third. And I will see if we can find Brody here around. And I'm not seeing Brody. There he is. Dang eyesight, not the best that it could be. Brendan Brody, how's it going?
Pretty bummed. P2 is still pretty good, but yeah, pretty bummed.
Well, you gave it your all, I think. It's just the strategy game came in and didn't play out to your favor.
Yeah, the strategy in stage 2, I didn't think we could make it all the way on fuel, but apparently Rick and everybody else was able to save. I had to pit there, and that cost me a lap. Got back on the lead lap, and I just did not have anything for Rick. He was just so fast all night, and he lapped everybody but the top 3, which is crazy.
Well, he almost got Tor.
Did he really?
He almost got Tor.
Dang, that's crazy. I can't imagine that. That's crazy.
You would have given Rick another lap, he may have had Tor a lap down.
I can't believe that. I'll have to go back and watch the replay and stuff and see that. Gosh dang.
It was a close one there for Tor. I'm sure he was thinking, now 03, stay back here. No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if Rick had another 1 or 2 laps, it might be a different story there for the the three of Tom Tour. But you did a great job there coming home in second. Like I said, just unfortunately the strategy didn't play your way, but you did get stage 1 to play your way, and you did get the stage 1 win.
Yep, got the stage 1 win and my career best finish in the series. So there's that. Still something to be proud about.
Well, that means you're going in the right direction.
Yep, exactly. Hopefully in 2 weeks we can get the W at Indianapolis. That's the goal.
Well, we'll see if you can pull it off at the Brickyard. That is not an easy track. That is a very technical track to drive.
Yeah, for sure. I've done a lot of laps there. I think I got it figured out. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see. You got the likes of Rick Schneider to compete with, and I mean, if he brings the game like he did tonight, he might be a tough competitor to beat this season.
Yeah, I was surprised how fast he was out of the gate there. I thought I could stay in front of him, but he's just way too fast. I need to figure out what he's doing with his tire pressures and stuff, and maybe take some tips.
Well, who'd you like to shout out for getting that P2 here tonight?
I'd like to shout out the Brody Farms YouTube channel, the Brody YouTube channel, and my spotters, Nate and Chris. They did a great job all night and had a great race.
Definitely was a great race in the league. Definitely put together a great group of guys tonight. I know there was only 10 of you, but you still had a great night of racing here. And just unfortunate that the strategy didn't quite play out the way you might have wanted it to. But we'll see
it's
in 2
tough,
weeks,
but a lot of fun.
In 2 weeks, hopefully we'll see you have a better night.
All right, thank you.
And now back here with our top finisher, Rick Schneider. If I can get, come on now. Out of SMS Racing, if I can get the dang thing to cooperate. Can I catch up to him? What'd I do? Did I finally find you, Rick?
You got me, Adam.
All right. Well, what a run you had tonight.
Man, I had a good car. That was a lot of fun.
Well, you have the rest of the league scratching their head wanting to know what you did to that car tonight.
I just played that fuel mileage, buddy. I ran it down to a few laps every time that I could, and yeah, it just worked out for me this time. I'm glad to get a win finally.
Yeah, I think there's a few of them that might want to inspect that car to see, are you running correct tire pressures and everything?
I'm pretty sure, bud. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it was a great run. I mean, I'm sure Tom Tor was getting a little worried there as you were catching him there as the race was ending.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I was running that bottom all night, and I seen a lot of the guys were running that middle upper groove, and yeah, that bottom was just working for me, and it wasn't really taking too much off of my tires either. That last pit stop I had, I was still about 80% on the right front.
That seems to be a big thing in oval racing is taking care and managing those tires.
Yeah, it actually, the longer run I had, it seemed like I was getting faster. So yeah, I had a really good car.
Well, it looked great out there. And who do you want to shout out for getting your victory here tonight?
Hey, once again, I just want to shout out to Friggy Diggy and all the admins, man. They all run a great race. Everybody's so competitive in this league. It's just so much fun. Give a shout out to my teammate Mike. Waylon couldn't make it tonight. I think he's actually down in Kansas watching the Cup race, but
so I guess
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A little bit of a excused absence, huh?
Yeah, right.
I know another driver I didn't quite see in here tonight was Josh Cole. I wonder where he was at tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He was in the decline for tonight, so yeah, maybe he was at the race too.
Who knows? I didn't catch the race, so I don't know who won the Kansas race today. But
I just caught the last 2 laps when we finished. If you want to know.
Well, I'd love to know.
It was Buscher and Larson banging out a 4 all the way down the straightaway, and they thought Buscher got it, and Larson won it by inches, literally.
Photo finish today, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's great. A couple big races this weekend having photo finishes. I mean, I don't know how many people caught the Derby yesterday, but they had a photo finish for that as well.
Yeah, I seen that. That was a good race too.
It was. But you had a wonderful race tonight. You definitely put the beat down here on the field, and just the strategy really played your way tonight.
Yeah, it sure did. Like I said, I was pushing that gas all the way to the very end, and yeah, it worked out awesome.
Well, congrats, and you think you have this type of strategy game for Indianapolis?
That's hard to tell. That's hard to tell. We'll see once when we get into the practice before the race.
Well, I know some drivers have already made a couple of trips to Indianapolis trying to get a jump on practice.
Yeah, I'll probably try to get in there once or twice this week too before we head back to them. Well, we got a week off for Mother's Day, so
That is true. That is true. And I made a paint scheme for Josh Cole to run for Mother's Day because I thought we were racing. Oh, well. Yeah. He can run it on his own time if he wants to. It's no big deal. But yeah,
Absolutely.
congrats tonight for your victory, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, Adam. Thank you very much. You have a great night.
You too, sir. All right, that was Rick Schneider, our race winner here this evening. And we definitely want to give a shout out to the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network for everything they've helped bring on board here at the Fligger Farm TV. And once again, thanks for everybody for joining in. We will have it up on the Roku side tomorrow and over on the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network. And then we will be, you can catch me live for sure later on in the week with the Southern Broadcasting Gaming Network and Noma TV on Friday night for the Cannonball Series. Until then, we are live on Fligger Farm TV on the pole here Wednesday night for the Sim Racing Super Dirt Series as they take on yet another dirt track, trying to find out who's going to take the points away in that series. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for coming out, and we'll catch you in the next race.